Welcome back to your Pig Trail Show. Will Monclair alongside Tye Richardson with ESPN Arkansas. And we're going to talk a little NBA draft. There was so much hype leading up to this. We nearly had 4 guys go. We had 3. Anthony Black, the story of the night. He goes 6th overall. Was that where you thought he was going to go, Tye?
I don't want to toot my own horn, but on the morning rush earlier this week, I talked about I didn't think he'd make it to 8. I felt like that there was a potential for a team to trade up, that he would go 6 or 7. Now, the Magic, of course, didn't trade up, and they got him. And you think about the possibility of teaming up with Paolo Banchero, who Arkansas lost to in the Elite Eight a couple years ago in San Francisco. There's a lot of young talent for the Magic, and I'm just excited that AB is going to get a chance to play. And he's a likable kid. He had the best smile on the team. He was the Jalen Williams in terms of his smile this year's team. And I can't wait to see what he does in Summer League and beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you draft on potential. Nick, coming into last season, he was a projected lottery pick. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case last night, going 27th. Yes, 27th to the Charlotte Hornets. Did you believe that he was going to fall that far? And
I didn't think.
Besides the injury, do you think there was anything that played into that, or do you think it was all injury?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't think, Will, I didn't think he'd make it past either the Lakers or the Warriors, and I'm forgetting the order of those two, but the connection with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, and then also Golden State, trying I thought they were going to do some new things. They traded away Jordan Poole, got Chris Paul, so I thought there was a possibility he'd end up at those two places. He didn't, and then it just kept on going and going and going. No Nick Smith Jr. I think it had to do with the injury. I think it was a culmination of a bunch of things. But for Nick, I just don't understand the vitriol and the angerness from Razorback fans when the kid was potentially better off not coming back and playing again. But he wanted to play for Arkansas so bad that he played anyway. And his draft stock fell because of that. So I think it's probably a combination. But did he live up to his own hype? I can't personally answer that. I'm gonna guess no. But the great thing about the NBA, he's got 20 years to make a new regime and a new career, and I can't wait to watch it play out. Will.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely upsetting that he fell the way that he did. But at the end of the day, you said it. It truly doesn't matter where you get drafted. Now it's time to perform here in the NBA. Not to say the one that I'm really excited about, but as a Celtics fan, it's really nice being able to cheer for a Razorback now. Jordan Walsh going 38th overall to the Celtics. Do you think this is a good fit for him?
I think so. And the fact that they traded for him, I think is pretty cool. Jordan's a guy that was a key cog, a glue guy on this basketball team, had a massive game against Kansas, not necessarily stats, but just the way he defended Jalen Wilson, the Big 12 Player of the Year, the way he hit that clutch 3 to put them up 1. I mean, there are moments that Jordan Walsh had that I was like, wow, this kid's a pro. Was there as many as AB? No, but I can't wait to see what a 6'7" kid with a 7'1", 7'2" wingspan and a good-looking stroke, plus he's got athleticism. I'm excited to see what next level he takes, and most importantly, your Boston Celtics get a little Arkansas tie. Well, that's awesome, man.
I know. It's going to be very exciting. My timeline last night on Twitter, I was joking about this with Alyssa. It was obviously all of my Razorback follows, but then on top of that, all of my Boston follows, and it was just Walsh. And I had all my media friends back home being like, well, we need a scoop on this kid. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, kind of a steal where he was.
Walsh. It's like Walsh. You got to say it with a little Boston accent, right?
I got Walsh.
Yeah.
All right, the last guy we got to touch on, Ricky Council. We thought he was going to go there late in the second round. A lot of projections had him at 54, 56. Ends up going undrafted and signs a 2-way deal with the Sixers. Is this something that you saw coming?
I was surprised that Ricky made it out of 2 rounds without being selected. It is unique that the team specifically sought him out. Not to say he wouldn't have been sought out in the first 2 rounds, but the 76ers obviously saw something in him over the course of his season at Arkansas and a couple at Wichita State that made him take a chance on him. And for Ricky, who became Arkansas's leading scorer this year when Nick went down, who hit the clutch free throws time and time again against Kansas and had spectacular highlight after spectacular highlight throughout the season, he's got some work to do. But the thing about that kid is, number one, he was easily the most fun to listen to after wins and losses this year, because I felt like he was always open and honest, which I appreciate. And second, I love the fact that he wasn't near a mock draft at Wichita State, and he comes to Arkansas and at least makes something of himself. Not to say he couldn't have finished out his career as a shocker and made it to the NBA, but I think it's another example. It goes, and we'll have to kind of see how his career plays out, but it's another example of a guy that transfers into Arkansas and has the opportunity to play professionally.
Yeah, absolutely. They always say those second rounders, it'll be interesting to see what they do in their careers and if they're still on an NBA roster next year. Ricky, though, I feel like he's one guy, though. I had so much fun watching him this year. I truly hope he makes a name for himself, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's still a name there in the NBA 5, maybe 10 years to come. But Tye, it's always so much fun having you on, man. But that's all the time we got. We're going to head to break. More Pig Trail after this.